With me now, ladies and gentlemen, the Atomic Dog has a manager, Ernest T.
That's right, Ernest T. I am the #1 manager.
Well, you're here nationwide television, Ernest T. What got you in the wrestling business?
I've watched wrestling all my life in my backyard.
And you think you can manage wrestlers?
I can manage. I'm going to have the #1 Atomic Dog wrestler.
Ernest T, what does T stand for?
I said Ernest T, just T.
Well, Ernest T here on the scene with the Atomic Dog. And I'll tell you, the Atomic Dog has been impressive lately in MCW rings. I guess we'll see what you got in this match. Anything else to add?
They just watched the match. We're going to show them we're going to be #1.
Ernest T, ladies and gentlemen.
I am Ernest T.
Back with you on MCW, and it just gets wilder and crazier all the time. Started off with Recon not showing up for whatever reason here on television today, and Honest John making a big deal out of the fact that he controls him now along with the WWF. Then the carnage between the quote-unquote Georgia Vols, and I'm just going to call them the Vols, to heck with the name, and their new mentor or promoter, the man that actually got Stephen Dunn back in the ring through a side door, I might add, that being Bill Behrens, and now the Vols members of MCW Georgia. And now this goofy individual, Ernest T, comes on with the Atomic Dog, a man that has some talent, and now he's got a manager that I don't know if he knows what a wrestling ring is.
Well, this Ernest T is goofy. I guess that's the best word I could use to describe him, but the Atomic Dog, for whatever reason, thinks that he's going to help him. Atomic Dog, a native of Chicago, Illinois, trained by Brickhouse Brown and making strides each and every week here in MCW. I had the opportunity to see Ernest T and the Atomic Dog this past week at the Music City Mix Factory. Don't forget, big show Monday night down at the Mix Factory. Raw is War, immediately followed by live Music City Wrestling. And this Ernest T, he's goofy, he's wacky, he's certifiably insane. And he's out here at ringside. I don't think he knows what's going on all the time, but if Atomic Dog thinks he can help him score that big victory here against Silent Chain, then more power to him.
You got a man that carries the bellwether of professional wrestling in MCW is Styling Shane Eaton. Here's a man that has come so far, and look at that move. Styling Shane showing the speed and the agility. Look at that. Knee to the midsection, and down goes the dog. Wraps him up, goes for the cover. 1, 2. Styling Shane, a lot of finesse in the ring right now. You know something, Al? I just I had a thing that I wanted to pass along to some of our fans. Of course, the MCW program we mentioned going worldwide. And we want to say hello to all the fans of professional wrestling in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, watching MCW on WGTW Channel 48. I'll tell you, those Philly steak sandwiches and professional wrestling, synonymous in the USA with Philadelphia, the cradle and the home of brotherly love.
Well, I know my Uncle Dennis watches us each and every week on WGTW TV Channel 48, and right now he's seeing Styling Shane against the Atomic Dog right here on MCW TV, and Shane Eaton now in a world of hurt.
And a dog went downstairs, and Shane Eaton shows the wear for it. Referee Gene Johnson trying to keep things at bay in the ring, but one thing I've noticed about this Ernest T character outside is he's definitely a distraction, more so to the wrestlers in the ring than he is to the fans outside. Dog coming up, and oh, look at that. Caught him with the backside of the skull, but no, look at this. Styling Shane Eaton up and through a standing drop kick. What a move by Eaton, and that caught the junkyard, I knew I'd do that, the Atomic Dog, by surprise. I think he's trying to be a modern-day version of that great heavyweight wrestler.
As a matter of fact, Atomic Dog's finishing maneuver is called the thump, which is not too dissimilar from the late great Junkyard Dog's finishing maneuver called the big thump. But Ernest T, I think you hit on something. He's nuts. He's not all there. I don't think he knows what's going on all the time. but he is a distraction. I think what the Atomic Dog sees in him is that he can distract the referee or distract their opponent, and right now our cameras aren't picking it up. There we go. Our cameras got it. Ernest T choking Silent Shane on the floor, so the fact that he's a little out there is actually helping the Atomic Dog.
The Dog being warned by the referee about throwing his man to the floor, and Ernest T right away sees the moment and chokes Silent Shane. Shane making a re-entry into the ring. Look at that, across the back of the Atomic Dog. Caught him with the front side of that clothesline. 1, 2, can he get him? No, held him for 2, and that was it.
I'll give Shane credit on that one. In that position, when he had Dog where he was in the ring with Shane outside, most wrestlers would have gone for a sunset flip, and I think that's what Dog was expecting. So when Shane flipped over his back and came across the ropes and hit that move, Dog had no idea it was coming. He had prepared for one thing, and he got another.
Dog softening up. Shane now jackknife into the small package. 1, 2, and 3. Shane got the Dog in the small package. Look at this. Hold on. Chris Michaels is in the ring. He's got a towel. You know, he attacked Shane with ether before.
Well, what's that?
Wiped him up again.
What's that smell? It smells like Bert Prentice.
No, he has ether. That's ether
I'm sorry.
you're smelling.
I get Bert Prentice and ether confused. They both put you to sleep. But here's Andy Anderson.
Andy Anderson into the ring, and now he goes right after Chris Michaels. Anderson and Michaels, no love lost between these two. And Silent Shane is down.
This past week at the Music City Mix Factory, Chris Michaels scored a win over Andy Anderson, and now it's a 2-on-1. Chris Michaels and the Atomic Dog working over Andy Anderson. Now that Silent Shane has been taken out of the picture, double clothesline, Anderson's down.
Anderson is down, and the double team is now, they're going to take him right out of the ring and onto the floor. And now Shane Eaton draws the attention of Chris Michaels and the Atomic Dog. Michaels is a man possessed, and he keeps coming up with that ether. That's an illegal substance, no doubt about it. A super kick right to the face of Eaton. Eaton is out on his feet, and Michaels keeps pulling him up, sets him up. Power bomb, and down goes Shane Eaton.
Anderson finally gets in the ring.
Here comes Anderson.
You notice his shirt says Free Ric Flair, but Anderson finally able to free Silent Shane, and Michael St. John going to get a word with Atomic Dog, Chris Michaels, and Ernest T.
Chris Michaels, what is wrong with you now?
Shane Eaton, I told you that every time we meet, I was going to embarrass you and humiliate you just like the little sissy you are. And tonight in Nashville, the story's going to be no different. I'm going to beat your little scrawny butt just like I did now. And you can bring some of your little sissy friends and I'll kick their butt too, you little girl.
Yay. Tonight in Nashville, Tennessee, a big card of action. I don't know what's gotten into him. Shane Eaton, I know, will have something to say about this. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more MCW action.
Okay.